As the Lord watches over us and leads us to the path that He has prepared for us, we gracefully announce the death of our beloved Edwin Lambert Smith, also known as Bobby Slow, Lambert or Result of Saltibus, who was born on 14 April 1944. His earthly journey ended on Tuesday, 2nd April 2024 at St. Jude Hospital. He was 79 years old. He was the owner, proprietor of Lambert's Disco and Legend Sports Bar, Saltibus, Justice of the Peace, founding member of the Southern Taxi Association, past member of the Saltibus Development and Disaster Committee, founding member of Hand Radio Walkie-Talkie Association, and a past contractor with St. Lucia Electricity Services Limited. He was the son of the late Eva Paul Smith. Left to mourn his adopted mother, Fedora Monrose of Saltibus, his cherished, loving, and caring wife, Elvira Smith, also known as Tita or Ma Lambert of Saltibus, sons, Vibert Smith of Saltibus, an electrician, Jim Smith of Casabar, contractor, Marley Davis Smith of Saltibus, electrician, taxi driver TX502, Emsco Smith of Saltibus, employed with Bryce and Company, the late Chrissy Brendan Smith of St. Martin, Colwyn Dillon Smith of Saltibus, electrical technician, Sean Hunt, residing in St. Martin, Paul Serrier of Monrepo. Daughters, Janice Smith, residing in Brooklyn, New York, Canicia Smith Forston in Florida, G. N. Smith Laporte of Bonsejour, employed with St. Lucia Eye Center, Marceline Smith of Saltibus, employed with the Ministry of the Public Service, Marcia Smith, residing in Bonsejour, employed with the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry Division, Cecilia Smith St. Helen of Saltibus, employed with Provision Optical, Cherry Glasgow, residing in La Panse, Josephine Charles of Saltibus, Lillian Flavia of Saltibus, Esther Augustine Charlery, employed with Windjammer Landing Villa Beach Resort. Adopted children, Cleus Alfred of Saltibus, Kerry Gustave of Labrie. Grandchildren including Marvell Smith, British Army soldier, United Kingdom, Asa and LaShawn Hunt, Ron Smith Barrow of Red Apple Car Wash, and Carol Laporte, Stanislas Saltibus, employed with IBS, Sabrina Saltibus Cadet, employed with Digicel, Alwyn Smith, employed with Bay Optical, Jehan Odlum Smith, national swimmer in France, Jamina Odlum Smith, student of Piper High School, Florida, Nelsia Faustin and Nyla Faustin in Florida, Kayla Smith, student, Western Illinois University, Krista Sky Smith, national woman cricketer, Ethan Flavia, Tammy Noel and Kashi Charlery, Nybert Saltibus, Rambert Saltibus, Suvin Smith, and Enki Smith of Saltibus, Antonio Jabatis, warehouse supervisor, Beachcomber Limited, Dr. Gilbertha Geely Laporte, employed with the OKEU Hospital, Kendall, Melissa, Taddy, Mavericks, JL, Shavonna, Trevon Dre, and Aaliyah Charles, Taj Glasgow, Tammy McDonald and Turvin Glasgow, employed with Inland Revenue Department. Great-grandchildren including Andre Smith, Jonard Barrow, Ari Grace Francis, Kamal and Kamali Glasgow, Aura Cadet, K1 Smith, Anna Saltibus and Hezekiah Saltibus, Aisha and Alicia Eugene, Kason Amide and Haley Albert, brothers, Sonson Isidore of Larissus V4, Vesta Severi of Lackeye Dennery, Gaspar Cortel of London, the late Mario Smith of Labrie, the late Leopold Smith, better known as Rightnuff or Leo of London, sisters, Frances King, better known as Dudu of Grace V4, Basilta Rosemond of Canada, the late Angelina James of Entrepot. Adopted sister Flores Charles residing in the U.S. Daughters-in-law Jacqueline Andrew, Mindy Serville, Elza Hunt, Melanie Smith, Martha Leon, Cyrilla Saltibus. Sons-in-law Leroy Laporte, mechanic, Alphonsa St. Helen, Daniel Faustin, Daniel Randall Glasgow, Solomon Shalry. Brothers-in-law Ross Rosamond, Rogers Alexander, Joseph Wilfred Alexander. Sisters-in-law Janai Alexander, Lena Alexander, Vera Edward and the late Camellia Stephen, Maria Isidore, Brenda Smith. Nephews including Lawrence Ricky Paul and Sylvester Sly Placid of Labrie, Michael Terry Stephen Dean and Sebastian Smith of England, Ricardo and Leo Barker of England, Melvin Isidore. Nieces including Nadia Rosamond of Canada, Yvonne Barthélemy of Labrie, Brenna Henry, Janice Simon and Leonie Smith of England, Marie Isidore of Larissus Vieux, Patricia, Phyllis and Stacey James of Entrepot. Godchildren Rick Isaac, Bernadette Wilson, Audie Alexander, Stevie Augustine, Annie Anthony of New York, Keisha Anius. Close family members Stephen Augustine, Dr. Frederick Isaac, Valencia Delise, Gerald Cyril, ex-police commissioner, Empress Felician Smith, Ethelbert Smith and Scotty Smith, Lawson Alexander, Phyllis Smith, Oswald Flavier, Fedora Monrose, Dr. Emsco Remy, Bance Hippolyte, Deborah George, Desmond Faustin, Honorable Bradley Felix, Kenny Anthony, Father Mitchell, Ronald Barrow, Henry Chaudry, Bernard Saltibus, Rosamond Smith, also known as Tupa, Sonia and Simeon Joatis, Virginia and Rowena Fletcher, Dave Borile of Vieux and members of their families, the Smith and Eugene families of Morgouge and Montet Choiseul. Close friends James Daniel, also known as Albert, Francisco Japierre, Ramo George, Cyrus Antoine, Mary Antoine, Hubert Henry, Sam Flood, also known as Jugbois, Sheila Seville, Angela Marietta, Cyril Edward, Eden Legrand, Alexander Anatole, also known as Zando, Winston Bassier, also known as Babas, Sylvester Monrose from Tiroshimiko, John Polio, also known as J. Hot Watts of St. Croix, Gabriel Josephat, Remy St. Helen, Alan Chastney, Guy Joseph, Leo Clark, Mr. Aldrich and Brian Charles, Christopher Frederick, also known as Jeff. Also left to mourn the extended family of Saltibus, Labrie, Larissus, Denry, and Grace Vieux, the Smith, Saltibus, St. Helen, Hercules, St. Croix, Alexander, Cox, Shalmine, Thomas, Odlum, Laporte, Matthew, and Labadie families. The community of Saltibus, Labrie, and Choiseul. Members of Southern Taxi Association, United Workers' Party, Justice of the Peace and past Saltibus Development Community Groups, all the patrons and visitors to his business place known as Lambert's Disco and Legend Sports Bar, Saltibus. Special mention to Christina O'Geese and Mary Stephen for their in-house services, Dr. Didier Tapio, Dr. Fon at the OKEU, Dr. Emsco Remy at St. Lucia Eye Center and their staff, the medical team of the St. Jude's Hospital, and emergency personnel of the St. Lucia Fire Service of Vieux for their services. Many other relatives and friends both here and abroad, too numerous to mention. The Thanksgiving Mass to honor and celebrate the life of the late Edwin Lambert Smith, also known as Bobby Slow, Labe or Result, will be held on Friday, 26 April 2024 at the St. Teresa of the Child Jesus Catholic Church in Saltibus at 3 p.m. The body will be laid to rest at the Michael O'Brien Private Cemetery. The body now lies at Lazarus Funeral Home, New Dock Road, Vieux. Please note the body will be available for viewing from 1:30 p.m., followed by tributes at 2 p.m. The family requests a touch of yellow be worn at the funeral mass. The funeral mass will be live streamed. Through this journey, may his soul rest in perpetual peace.